8 Success Tips by Jeff Bezos. As the current richest man on Earth, if there's one person that can be considered successful, it's definitely Jeff Bezos. Welcome to the 9 to 5 Rebel, and in today's video, we'll be looking at 8 business tips by Jeff Bezos that will make you much more than successful. Don't forget to subscribe and turn notifications on for more videos like this. Without further ado, let's begin. Eight, stop looking for perfection. Perfection is one of the biggest pitfalls for entrepreneurs in business and life too. In a way, everyone wants their projects to wrap up as perfectly as possible, but perfection isn't possible for anybody, not even billionaires. Bezos has said that most of the time, perfectionism has nothing to do with how much you actually care about your work. Instead, it comes from a fear of failure. You should not wait until the situation is perfect, because the situation will never be perfect. No matter how or when you see it, there will always be something that makes you think again. Just like you shouldn't wait for the situation to be perfect, you shouldn't wait until everybody agrees with your idea. There will always be opposition, and that is perfectly normal. If you wait until there's a consensus, you will never start. You work overtime to make sure every little detail is absolutely perfect, because you're scared your work isn't going to be good enough if you leave it as is. But all that time and effort you wasted reviewing the same details over and over could have been used to finish the entire project and get started on a new one. Perfectionism can also affect the quality of your work because of the unrealistic standards you're holding yourself to. Another terrible pitfall if you want to make the most about your time and work is also linked to perfectionism, the waiting for the perfect time mindset. We all know someone who thinks like that, or maybe we are that someone in our current walk of life. 7. Avoid customer costs. Every customer on Earth would go with the cheapest yet most reliable option when shopping, which is why Amazon has been so successful. This is an intentional marketing strategy developed by Bezos, in which he tries to hold costs down to enforce Amazon's frugality value. By significantly cutting internal expenses at every possible opportunity, they've been able to increase their own stock prices while reducing customer costs. While one could argue that a company as big and valuable as Amazon can easily get away with that, the truth is that they've been trying to cut costs down since the beginning. To quote Bezos, "There are two kinds of companies, those that try to charge more and those that work to charge less. We will be the second." 6. Stay under control. It's easy to tell someone to stay under control when they're literally the richest person in the world. If they wanted to, they could just retire now, and even if they spent $1 billion a year, they'd still have to live 150 years to spend 75% of their fortune. Jeff Bezos advises every entrepreneur to stay in control and calm of every situation they can. There's no doubt that our lives today are filled to the brim with chaos, and we tend to lose control of things. Look at the pandemic situation, for example. One day the economy, our jobs, and our lives were under a semblance of control, and the next one we're locked down, some without jobs, some working from home, and others with bills to pay, while the COVID-19 is ravaging the world. How can you remain composed in such a situation? In his case, Bezos took a page from the book of the ancient Greek philosophers. There are two kinds of people, those who focus on what they can control and those that focus on what they can't. Don't blame others for your own failure. There's always someone out there who is dealt a worse hand, that made more of it than you did. You should know that you're the only person in charge of your life and your destiny. You're the only person who can change the direction your life takes. It's very much true that our lives take different ways, depending on external circumstances, but it's more how we react to those that defines if we'll be successful in life or not. Stop trying to control everything. Go with the flow instead, and use the same empowerment to begin living your life to the fullest. 5. It's your life. Do it now. Bezos tells us that the best time to start doing things is now. The best way to achieve this, unknown to many who fail to realize that their true potential is awaiting them outside their door, is to give the first step. You need to be always striving to live your life as it deserves to be lived. You only have one chance, so it's important that you begin by practicing mindfulness and being aware of the present. Mindfulness means keeping a moment-by-moment awareness of our thoughts, bodily sensations, and environment. It involves accepting what we pay attention to and where our minds wander without judging them. When you're practicing mindfulness, you don't really believe on a right or wrong way to think or feel in a specific moment. You become the present, and that's it. As ethereal as that might sound, it's actually easier to achieve mindfulness than most people believe. It has deep roots in prayers and meditation, and Jeff Bezos is one of the biggest supporters of that theory, as are other notorious billionaires like Bill Gates and Elon Musk. 4. Positively deal with criticism. As humans, we constantly experience criticism from our peers and our haters alike, and Bezos is a big fan of managing both types of criticism in a healthy way. What can we learn from his leadership style in this case? While it might seem hard to swallow for some, the truth is that we'll deal with criticism, both positive and also negative, at least once in our lives, and very probably much more than once in the business world and in our personal relationships. With criticism, you have two options. You either use it to improve or use it to lower your self-esteem and cause you stress. Both constructive and destructive criticism seek to challenge your ideas, but destructive criticism is often delivered in a thoughtless manner and is usually intentionally malicious or hurtful. It can even cause you to react angrily at whoever directed the criticism to you, or it might do a number to your self-esteem. However, constructive criticism seeks to point out your mistakes and teach you the parts where you can improve what you're doing. It's more like useful feedback to help you improve, rather than put you down. Even if it hurts a little, constructive criticism is easier to accept and understand, and you can eventually use it to your advantage, given that you take it well. 3. Focus on customer service. If there's anything Amazon's known for, it's their incredible and precise customer service. In fact, Bezos took this so far that he once brought an empty chair into meetings, so his advisors would be forced to think about the participant who wasn't in the room, the customer. A funny reminder, but also an important one. Now Amazon hires and trains employees to be the customer experience bar raisers, who have to provide the point of view of the customer, allowing meetings and products to be focused solely on them. 2. Set clear goals for your business. Setting clear goals for your business team is essential for a committed and focused business. Bezos stresses the importance of this by holding meetings with team leaders and letting them know of the year's goals. You can begin this by first deciding what are your business goals for the month, a year, or whatever time period you wish to establish for your deadlines. This is done individually and taking into account your business's overall goals and what you want to achieve by the end of the deadline you're setting. Once you have everything defined by yourself, then it's time to convey this information to your team in a simple and easy to understand way. If everyone knows what the business goal is, they will have a clear compass directing them where to go and how to work properly in your team. If they don't know where they're going, then they will be wandering in the middle of orders and deadlines without knowing what's important and what's not. 1. Motivate your employees. Jeff Bezos constantly motivates his employees to strive to do their best. Motivation can be both external and internal. You need to create a workplace setting and culture that makes teams feel like they're part of something bigger and meaningful. Ironically, when we stop thinking that work is just working, we begin working faster and better. If your team or company works at an office, make sure this one's clean, stimulating, and makes them feel amazing instead of bad. Your office should be designed to fit with your business culture, and that also ties in with activities or office parties. Make sure to constantly schedule fun, monthly events that become a tradition, and your employees will love you as much as they love their customers. So, what are your thoughts on these incredible tips by Jeff Bezos on being successful? Let us know in the comments which one was your favorite. Also, don't forget to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel and turn notifications on for more videos like this. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time for more.